is as game ready as any first-year class he's seen in a long time.
We are just about set for the opening face-off. Sean Dow taking the face-offs for Lehigh. He was there last year when Lehigh was one of the best face-off teams in the country. Won face-offs at a 57% clip. Matthew Paolatto taking the face-off for Rutgers, the transfer from Division III Union. He won over 70% at Union last year, but loses this one to Dow, as Lehigh will have the first possession of the absolute tear. Was one of the big reasons why Lehigh went on that run to win the Patriot League championship. He starts off 2025 just like he ended last year. Back to the face-off dot. Paolatto will win this one. So one win apiece for both face-off men, as Stoller has to dodge the oncoming traffic. Rutgers will look to clear. Here's a long one last year, but really impressed. Brian Brecht here in the preseason, earned himself some minutes and cashes in an early goal.
Make plays like that, Marco, you're going to get more minutes.
And that is the approach that Rutgers is going to take here in the early part of the season, especially with the midfielders, as Paolatto has won the last two at the face-off X. McKelvey.
Give you a lot of confidence.
And Aiello, if the name sounds familiar to Lehigh fans, say, I've heard that name before. His brother Danny plays at Patriot League rival Navy. So Lehigh will see him later in the year, as Paolatto nearly had his third straight face-off win, but Lehigh using the wings to get the win.
You're correct, Marco.
Stones moving forward for this Rutgers team. Perdilla was a Big Ten preseason player to watch this year, and last year he was ranked number 17 true freshman in the country by Inside. Lacrosse is Dow, wins the face-off and takes it straight home.
As I said before, Marco, it's always cleanest, it's always best when the face-off guy can win the move, put the ball into space for himself, and turn that into either a possession, or in this case, offense. Well done by Dow, recognizing he had space. No one was picking him up. Why not? Let it go.
I tell you what, Dow only had one goal all of last season. He's already got one in game one here in his senior year.
He's earning a spot here today. Every faceoff has been a scramble so far. It's been a battle.
He'll take a rest here as Connor Riley comes out to take the faceoff for Lehigh. A sophomore, went 8 of 22 last year as a first year. And Riley with the face-off win for Lehigh.
Again, facing off, you got the move, and then you got the ground ball, and then you got possession.
Always a good feeling for those guys who miss a full year to come back and strike early. And Lehigh winning the face-off with Raul Ocho Terrena, and we're going to get a delayed penalty out of it as well. Raul Ocho Terrena, and it is back to a one-goal game. Now we're going to get our first look at the face-off X for Ethan Barnard. Transfer out of Bowdoin College, and he was looking to take it the entire way. There's a shot from Splain, the long stick midi. Almost had a pole goal, but it was deflected. This really came from him.
No, it was between the restraining lines. Casey Heath, when he made the save, he was able to control it and get it out to the defenders. Once they got near the midline, they had a difficult time either carrying it over themselves or passing it over to other people.
I'll get ready to start the second quarter. Sean Dow, Ethan Barnard taking the face-off for Rutgers. And we're going to get a flag. They'll blow it dead right away as Rutgers touched it. So it looks like it'll be going against the Scarlet Knights as Giovanni Procaccini is slow to get up. Rutgers takes a 5-3 lead, 8:53 to go here in the first half. And a face-off Was won by Barnard, but he couldn't hang on to it. Still loose, and eventually it's poked out towards Andrew Kelly. And now Lehigh is going to call a timeout. Luke Breslin in his debut. He's a highly touted recruit for a reason. Four-star guy, according to Inside Lacrosse. One of their top 100 recruits in the country. Is now Rutgers will have a chance to go on the man up, as we're going to have a delayed penalty against Lehigh. Here is Colin Kelly.
Right by Heath.
So both teams now 1 for 2 on the man up. Paolatto and Dow doing battle at the face-off dot. Both guys looking for the clamp. Finally, it pops loose. Paolatto closest to it, and he wins it for Rutgers, but was running out of real estate, had to toss it back. Somehow Rutgers ends up with it, and
a lot of those shots just spraying all over the place, so they got to hone in on where they're shooting, get the shot on goal, because when it's been on goal, they've had success.
We are just about set for the opening face-off of the third quarter. It'll be Matthew Paolatto for Rutgers. He's 5 of 10 versus Sean Dow, who's 6 of 12 so far. Both guys at 50%. And we're going to get a hold against Rutgers, so a face-off win goes to Lehigh.
Good job by Dow. He beat the whistle. I actually thought he was going to be called for jumping too soon. But good job by him timing that whistle.
Top program in Princeton, but they're leaning on him offensively too, I guess. A goal from Younger Kiss to make it a 7-4 game, and Rutgers has its largest lead of the day. And they win the faceoff to boot.
It's unfortunate. Dow won the move. Didn't come up with the ground ball.
That one tossed back for Colin Cardilla. Back to the face-off X we go, and Lehigh in bad need of a face-off win and a possession here. Instead, it's a violation against Dow. Maybe pressing too much, went early. And Rutgers will be right back on the offensive end. Andrew Kelly was the assist man on a lot of goals in the early part of the season last year, but as the year went along, found his scoring touch, although a goal against Rutgers is nothing new for Andrew Kelly. If you remember back to last year's opener in Piscataway, Andrew Kelly had 4 goals in that one. That's still a career high for him.
Yeah, Andrew Kelly would like to play Rutgers every game.
Face off after the Kelly goal is won by Paolatto for Rutgers. Here come the Scarlet Knights. Kelly, Colin Kelly that is, fires wide.
I would give Rutgers a heavy dose of Ironman and Kelly. Those are the two that really seem to be taking advantage of their matchups. I would give a heavy dose to Rutgers of those two guys this quarter.
Rutgers actually winning the face-off battle 9-8 right now. As Lehigh finally claims that one, but no, the ball's loose again. Casey Heath has to pounce on top of it. That ball made it all the way to Casey Heath's crease. Back down to 2. Important face-off here. Dow going at it with Paolatto. And Dow comes up with a face-off win for Lehigh.
Great timing. You got to turn this into a possession now.
Dow throws it back for Curlin. He gives to Theodoropoulos. They take a 9-6 advantage over Lehigh here in the fourth quarter. And a face-off violation there against Ethan Barnard.
Just couldn't catch up to it.
So the third goal for Colin Kelly. And that one feels like the final nail in the coffin with 46 seconds to go, as it's a 10-6 Rutgers lead. Lehigh wins the ensuing face-off, which of course they needed if they wanted to have any chance. Breslin